a couple of years ago, I was crushing running, like for where I'm at comparatively, or where I was, if you will. And then I just burned out. Like I had weekends where I was sleeping 15 hours a day. That was 15 hours on Saturday and Sunday. I needed naps throughout the day and the weekday, so on my lunch break, I'd try and rest for 15 minutes. I was exhausted, over caffeinating just to get throughout the day. And I stopped enjoying running, and in fact, like my 3 mile easy runs were miserable. Like I love the like whole push through, and it doesn't always have to be comfortable, and that's where you get a lot of satisfaction out of it. But for a 10-minute mile average for a 3 mile run to be that excruciating, not even painful, but exhausting, I knew that was a problem, and I just stopped enjoying running. And to give a little bit of background, I had a crazy couple of years where I ran 10 marathons in 10 days. I ran a sub 3 hour marathon. I won a 100 mile race, and I set a course record for a 50 mile race. And I did all of that within a couple of years. And it just felt like I was just continuing to peak, like up, 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 up. And I was winning races, which I had been dreaming about for a couple of years. And then I just stopped enjoying running. And I had this really existential moment for me where I was like, maybe it was a phase. Like maybe this running thing was to teach me a couple core lessons that I could implement in my life, and I needed to go out and focus on making more money and starting a family. And I want all those things, but it was yeah, humbling, but also like a big ego break in the sense of like my identity was a runner. And I reflected on this a lot. I stopped running. This is the other thing. Within that time frame of all those events I was doing a running streak of at least 2 miles a day, no days off. And I made it 933 days and cut it. I was just didn't enjoy it anymore. And it took, I mean, we're probably at like almost a year and a half of me kind of running here and there, but trying to see if running was still going to be a part of my life. There's a couple core things that I found that helped. One, for me, it was pretty much solely about winning. Like I would say, yeah, I'm here to improve myself and it's about me, but no, I want to win. Like I'm competitive. I want to destroy the competition. I want to enjoy doing it. And I kind of had that ego break of like, is that it? And it's so funny because I remember hearing people talk about this and I'd be like, oh, that's not me. Like I'm like it was ego. I was just like, no, I'm not that guy that is I'm just going to focus on winning, but looking back, that's what I was doing. And so I'm not surprised I got burnt out. Sure, physically I was pushing myself a ton and not sleeping as much as I should and I do now. But I don't know, I was just lying to myself. And with some reflection, which now that I'm back into training and running and it feels good, it's just a perspective shift. But here's the thing that I think can help if you're not enjoying running, and maybe it's breaking your identity a little bit. The first thing is there's more to life than running. We all know that. There's family, there's friends, there's work, there's other hobbies. I had to I had to become more present in my life because through those couple years of really diving intensely into running, when I was with family, I was sitting there being like, well, I gotta go to sleep in an hour on my run, and what am I gonna do tomorrow? And that just took away from my life. And now I'm much better at just when I'm with family, I'm with family. And sure, maybe I have to leave earlier, but I'm present. So we all have heard being present is important. The second thing, which was much more important, I don't know if it's more important, but it seemed more significant to me and like a mindset shift than just being present, because I get that. I'm a certified yoga teacher. Being present's important. Life is short. The second thing that helped a lot was changing my relationship with running and what running was for and what it serves. And don't get me wrong, winning is still a part of that. What I want to have or experience with running is to be with myself. And the things I learn, I can help other people develop, not just as runners, but as just human beings and becoming better people. And now that that's more of a constant thought, like I have a 100 mile race I'm training for, and sure, I want to win. I might not be ready for that, but I'm thinking about it a little bit. I'm not thinking about that as much as enjoying the process, learning, being with myself, taking the earbuds out, and just dealing with my thoughts and solving problems or just having a good time. That's not the way it was a couple years ago. I had moments like that, but most of the time I was thinking about winning and what do I do to be the best and set course records, which worked. It just burned me out. And I think there's a way to do both. I've been thinking a lot about duality. I just journaled about it yesterday, that there are these, it seems, competing ideas, but if we look at it as a spectrum opposed to black and white, there are times to let go and push forward for what you want, and there's all this space in between, and sometimes you let go a little bit so you can push more, and sometimes you push more and you let go. Like it's just this yin and yang thing that gets complicated for me. Like it's overwhelming to try and think about the two sides of the coin. But I'm trying to look at it more as that spectrum, right? It's not black and white. It doesn't mean you fully let go and don't push for anything. And I've heard that with letting go. Side note, that letting go doesn't mean you don't put in action. But my mind goes to letting go is doing nothing, and that's wrong on me, right? Like that's something I'm trying to change within myself. But I see a lot of people who are like, let go and it'll happen if it happens. And it's like, maybe there's a way to let go and give everything. And maybe there's a way to push forward and not let go of something. Sometimes you need to, like, just break through every wall you possibly can. But again, this is relatively new in my understanding, and maybe there's a way I can figure out to have both. That's what I wrote down last night in my journal. Is like, maybe there's a way to find both. And so that was something that helped me enjoy running again, is like, what is this for? Like, what is the point? And sure, health is important. Like running obviously is good for you, health-wise. That's not why I'm necessarily doing it. Like, I don't know if running 100 miles is necessarily healthy per se, but the casual running and like 20 miles a week or whatever it is, a couple days a week, is good for your health. It's just not about that for me. It's a nice side benefit, but for me it's about deepening my relationship with myself, not just for myself, but also so it's a purpose outside myself, of so I can learn and figure things out and have very raw and real experiences that I then can share with others so they can deepen their relationship with themselves. And I think that purpose that's higher than winning in course records, even though that's still under there, that's still something I want, that purpose of it's not just for me but others, has made me enjoy running again. And sure, time off helps if you're burning yourself out. If you like running content, my name's Reese. This channel's about that. It's about, avoiding injuries, setting PRs, what I'm trying to do to get better, and also deepening that relationship with myself, and I hope you can find that as well. So, hopefully I get to see you in another video sometime soon. Peace!